Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to my sanctuary on this fantastic Friday. I had to look. I was like, what is the day? I don't remember. But hello, welcome. I'm starting off the stream with a hot cup of apple cider because I know I'm going to be doing a whole lot of reading today because we're playing the Fermi Paradox. And if you don't know, this is a game I play. This is like a game that I run a campaign of like once a year. It feels like it's a science fiction choose your path sort of deal. And every year I try to get the community involved, but we're just not large enough to be a fully functioning democracy yet, it seems, but we'll see. Maybe tonight things will change. But I don't have a problem just making the decisions for you guys and just yapping like I always have. Hi, Annie. These emotes. You always find the best way to combine them. We're going to attempt to lead a species from the Stone Age to, I forget what the last age is called. It's something really far future where like your species is developing starships capable of going light speed. That's the challenge, and trying to keep these guys alive for that long. Okay? And we're gonna do it. We're gonna try to. I'm gonna take you guys into the game. I'm gonna be, I think for this one, I'm gonna actually be in, you'll see. You'll see. Just come with me. Come with me. Come over here. Come here. I'm thinking we put chat in the corner and then I move over here. It's very important you see how much synthesis we have left, okay? That's our currency for doing shit in this game. And then we'll go cloakless. I know that's very rare, but today we're going without the cloak. So, each time you start a new game here, you get a randomly assigned collection of stars, okay? Star systems. Won't you get a bit chilly out there in the vacuum of space without your cloak? No, I'm fine. No, I am hot enough that I provide my own warmth. Okay, I'm a space heater in my own right. But each time you get a randomly assigned bunch of stars. So, for example, we got the solar system. And I feel like this one I almost never get, but we got it this time. And each one has 3 possible species that can appear on it. I know that Earth has humans, dolphins, and dinosaurs. Which is pretty cool. And then of course there's like a hidden species you can unlock if an apocalypse happens on the planet. So maybe you have cats. I've seen cats before. But we have to make decisions down here. What does each of these mean? Increased chance for a new sapient species to evolve. And this is just a neutral flare that gives us 1 synthesis. And this is new resources are formed in the star system. You can have some degree of control over. Apparently there's controller support, by the way. I don't know when that happened, but I see there's controller controls there. It has been a solid year since we played this on stream, so if we want, we can go to the solar system and we could try to influence life to appear here. You get a description for each one. You guys know what Earth looks like, right? You're from Earth. You're all from Earth. You know what Earth looks like. I don't have to tell you. Unless you're watching the VOD in the future and you're from Mars or something. Hello, hi, welcome. Pikachu. Pika, Pika. But each one of these star systems has its own, like, Alpha Centauri. We got a planet, Proxima Centauri b, that has island archipelagos. The flora and fauna of the planet consists primarily of gigantic fungus systems and spore creatures. So you can kind of read the text and try to figure out what kind of species might evolve there. I think Regal is an ice planet. Yeah. Every animal on the planet develops some kind of fur, even the ocean fish and the bird species. So if you want a cold planet, you could go there. Some of these I'm not sure if life is possible to evolve on them. Yeah, but I think they're planning. Because this one doesn't have an option to evolve anything, and it says, so far only simple cellular organisms have evolved. So I think some of them, this game is in early access. So some of these planets might be, yeah, this one has one. This is where you can get vampire species. But they're not nearly as good looking as me. They're kind of gross. They're kind of weird. I think this is the desert planet. Yeah. This is the desert planet. I'm trying to remember where the one door species spawns. Is it Kepler? I think it might be them. I really like the one door. They're like adorable little lizard people. Let's see if we can influence them to come about. Oh, instead we got it. Okay, I guess that doesn't guarantee that it evolves there. We had one evolve somewhere else. A life form on the ocean planet Virgo. I started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language. Hello, Metallic. Thank you for the bongos. Looks like the bongos are working today. Looks like they're working today. My voice should also be louder. I was very happy with my voice in the last stream, but I noticed it was a little on the quiet side, so I should be nice and loud today. We could be squid. Squid people? Do you want Squidward? Do you want plant people? Do you want jellyfish? Jellyfish people? You can choose. Or I can. The Frinner. Inhabitants of the equatorial coral forests. The squid people form harmonic and peaceful groups. Yeah, so this is like the more peaceful option, huh? These are the more predatory ones. Eyes of predatory jellyfish creatures dwelling in the deep sea to breed and raiding the surface for food. And then there's wait, these are anemone. Giant anemone animals wandering the floating seaweed continents of the ocean world. That's kind of interesting to think about. We also only have 50 to spend, remember. So I'm not so sure spending them all on a species like this would be wise. We could go with the seaweed people. The anemone, the quasis, just to show you. It's pretty neat how this game has its own, like, tech trees for different kinds of species. So, for example, instead of starting in the Stone Age, this species starts in the Seaweed Age because they're underwater. I like it they show you the math now. Look at that. Wow. Last time we played this, I remember they didn't show you the math. Cool. Interesting. Potential war casualties. Ah. 300,000. Okay, so we never want this number to be larger than our population, obviously, because that would mean extinction. I understand. Also, I love how the resources that they use are beast feces. The plant people, they eat shit. That's what they do. Randomly increased population, research, conservation, ethics, or peace. Just neutral. Randomly decreased. Oh. So yeah, so there's two modes of play in this game. You can play it manually, where you click on these things to try and influence how it turns out. You can also play passively. You can just have the game decide and then only pause whenever there's an event, which I thought about doing. It would move things along. A great war! Already? Already they're going to war. Why? Over time, the hunting range of the quasi-seeds has naturally expanded. Unfortunately, this has created situations where multiple seeds claim rights over the same territory. As tensions flare between these competing claims, their roots arm their warriors and prepare for war. What do they call their tribes? Seeds? Oh yeah, quasi-seeds. Wow, so right away we have a decision to make. You know, this game also has Twitch integration, but the authentication thing that you have to do to make it work doesn't work. It leads to a broken website. I don't know if the developers know that. I was gonna do that today, but we really want to. We could do manual polls at some point. We can choose peace, which costs nothing. Why wouldn't we? A council of wise leaders from the weaker tribes peacefully settles the land disputes with the dominant tribes. Like, why wouldn't we? This is the beginning of the game, so the decisions that we have to make are not so bad. They're not too bad, but it gets worse. It gets crazier. I'm actually considering putting on passive mode, because one of the problems that I had with this game was just sitting around clicking on things. Especially now, I think they've changed it. They've changed it so that these are random anyways. They used to not be. You could choose, like, very specifically which things you wanted to progress, and now it's a lot more. Hold on. We're going to experiment here, guys. We're going to experiment here. What's the lowest we can do? 5? Okay. So this should just, like, autoplay selecting those flares, but it should pause the game whenever there's an event. Let's see how this works. I've never done this, I don't think. Oh, look, yeah, it's doing its thing. Can we intervene at any point? Can we just be like, no, I want this? Right? Can I just, because I really want to influence life to appear here. Okay, but then it pauses. Okay. Okay, good to know. So we can intervene. And we don't have to, like, constantly refocculate everything. That's fine. Knowledge. What happened? What happened to your knowledge? The Quasis create long and beautiful songs, full of deep knowledge about the world and their people. These songs are memorized, improved, and taught from generation to generation. Well, that's nice. Ooh. Again, it costs nothing. It costs nothing. This is going to increase their science by a lot. The songs are crucial for the Society of the Quasis. They sing them constantly, and those who master the songs are chosen to lead the tribes. Ooh. Ooh. So they're doing their thing. I like this because I can just idle. The game is like a semi-idle game now, huh? What the fuck is that? Can you hear the rhythms of your capillary pump? What a weird quote. The cultivation age. Ooh. Ooh. The Quasis learn to mine simple metals, which they shape into a variety of tools. Using these, they can more easily prune their own growth and till the soil beneath their roots. They also begin domesticating and breeding animals, using them as beasts of burden, protection from herbivores, and a source of fertilizing manure. The idea of needing protection from herbivores is interesting because they're plants. Don't go chewing on my leaves. Okay. Why is this in yellow? What does that mean? Optimal population for Bronze Age, 100 million. Ew. So if you're not close to that number, I don't know. We gotta make a choice, chat. Wisdom, advancement, or power? Wisdom, advancement, or power? I think they're good on population. They had 6% growth. Wisdom? They're aging up so quickly. Let's give them wisdom. They begin keeping records, creating the first system of writing, marking tablets with their own sap. They keep detailed logs of the flora and fauna on Virgo. Wow. They provide their own ink. Fascinating. But this is sort of an interesting way to do this game. Because you still have to make choices whenever you hit events. But you can just idle in between. Oh, we got our solar system! Evolution! Look at this. A life form on the garden planet of Earth has started making simple tools. Who could it be? Do you think it could be humans? Or, like I said, we could be dolphin. We could be a dolphin. We could be a dinosaur. Or we could be just a boring human person. I kind of like the idea. We don't have enough synthesis for the dolphins though. Damn, we're only one away. Two possibilities. Wait, hold on. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Hello, Larkin. Hi. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Fermi Paradox. Fermi Paradox. That is indeed the paradox. Well, no, more specifically, the Fermi Paradox is the idea that if the universe is as old as it is and as vast as it is, and, we know that life can evolve relatively quickly, and, we all have access to the same elements across the universe, where is all of it? Where are all the civilizations? Well, this game seeks to explore the idea that maybe they just can't communicate with each other, or maybe they have driven themselves to extinction. It's not a happy game. There's a lot of tragedy in this game. They always seem to end themselves some way. Let's go with the dinosaurs. Giant feathered reptiles with small brains. They hunt and they eat. Let's see what happens to the dinosaurs. I mean, spoiler, we know that the dinosaurs go extinct from, as an asteroid and whatnot, but maybe in this reality, they will go on. Maybe in this reality, they will become something else. Possibly. What happened to the quasis? What happened to them? What's going on? Deity of love. A growing number of quasis. This is the seaweed people, the anemone people, have begun to devote themselves to the deity of love, lust, and fertility. The followers of this goddess wander the land, creating shrines and demonstrating their rituals publicly. The most conservative quasis are disgusted by this emerging cult, but many others are intrigued. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, does this turn them into a hedonistic civilization? Hedonistic culture? How could we not? How could we not have them have a religion? Have a religion of love? Of course, we have to. Gotta. Okay, here we go. We have a hedonistic civilization of plant people. Oh my god, spread your pollen. I guess they're not. I don't think they use pollen. They're underwater. I have no idea how underwater plant life reproduces. I don't know. But it's funny to me. Oh, the dinosaurs got an event. What happened to them? Enlightenment. What's happening? Across Earth, dinosaurs begin developing sophisticated burial rites for their dead. These ceremonies show reverence for the past and a willingness to remember those who came before. In some cases, an entire pack might come together to create a gravesite that will last for centuries. Wow. And then we have some, British Prime Minister doing a quote. Tell me the manner in which a nation cares for its dead, and I will measure with mathematical exactness the tender mercies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals. You bringing back the dinos? We are. We're running out of synthesis. I'm not playing the way I usually play. I usually make my decisions based upon how much of this we got left. We don't have much left. We really don't. Each pack develops their own rituals to honor their dead. Those who lead the ceremonies are greatly respected, often holding a powerful position among their people. It gives us 2, but it's better than nothing. I'm gonna do that. So the dinosaurs are in the Stone Age. Good for them. Good for them. And these guys are on their way into age 3 already. Look at that. The pollination age. Honey. And maybe it is a thing. Advanced metalworking techniques make it possible to maintain large soil fields and create effective weapons to fend off fauna. Most importantly, pollinating insects are now domesticated, sparking a social revolution of directed reproduction. That is interesting. I guess that's their equivalent of an agricultural revolution, huh? Domesticate the bees! It always comes back to the bees. I'm gonna give you guys power because we need synthesis. We need it. Selective breeding creates a warrior class bristling with thorns and protected by thick bark. Lethal leaf-cutter insects are domesticated for use in battle. That's cool! That sounds cool. That sounds pretty cool. I like that idea. Unfortunately, their potential casualties is at 4.3 million, which is larger than their population. So they better not get into a war because that'll be okay, they got more people. Okay, they're fine. They're good, they're great. A dinosaur hunter has noticed that some animals act abnormally after consuming the fruiting bodies of a particular species of fungus. As the animals seem to suffer no long-term ill effects and occasionally come back to do it again, the hunter decides to try some for themselves. Are the dinosaurs discovering alcohol? Is that what's happening here? It turns out the fungus is a strong aphrodisiac and is widely distributed by the packs of the dinosaurs. Are they going to become hedonistic too? We're going to have one big party across the galaxy. You know what? That's my new objective. Do it. Do it, honey. The dinosaur humps. That's what they call themselves now. That's funny. This is already becoming such an interesting playthrough. Oh my goodness. Do we have any other species? I think we just have the two, right? I think we just have the two. Just these guys, right? Yeah. We just got two. And both of them are hedonistic. And because they're hedonistic, they're going to be less predisposed to war, right? Among the Quasis, a traveling monastic order rises to prominence. These devout religious scholars wander the seaweed continents, teaching about the sexual deities and preaching a path of peace. After speaking to these persuasive monks, many thorn warriors are convinced to lay down their bark slashers and embrace their faith instead. Yeah. Honey. Honey. I will bring peace to my new empire. Okay, you know what? That would help. Because you guys are going to lose millions of people otherwise. Sure. The monks preach their beliefs far and wide, gaining many followers. Others, however, resent the attempt at conversion. It's good. Do it. Do it. Do it. I need a drink. I'm thirsty. Also, hello, TeaCaku. Hi. Hello. So, you'll notice there's these stars above these two species at their star systems, representing how close they are to reaching the ability to send radio signals, I believe. I think all three stars had to be full. And they can send radio signals, which take time to reach, other stars, but gives them a way to communicate. We got a new species happening here. Untau Ceti. I'm very disappointed I didn't get my one-door civilization. They spawn in Kepler. We got these instead. These guys. The Rama, tall, intelligent plant creatures that undergo countless stages in their century-long life cycle. We have monkey, we have ape creatures in colorful fur. Their packs traverse mountainous regions with ease. And then we have raptors. The Maru. Do you guys remember the Maru? I don't know how many of you were here for that, but last time we played the game, the community fell in love with the Maru, and we tried to keep them safe because so many terrible things kept happening to them, and somehow they kept surviving. And it was like, wow, I want to see them make it to the end. And we eventually got them to rebuild their civilization, I believe. Let's bring him back. Let's give the Maru another chance. Let's see. I think they ended up becoming sirens, actually. With dinosaur humps. Hello, Onion Hat. Hi. Hello. How are you? The dinosaurs have mastered the art of creating elaborate, deadly structures to lure and capture animals. Built to withstand the elements, these intricate labyrinths are full of hidden spikes, pits, and snares that can kill countless prey while the hunter continues to roam freely. We can prevent it. We can have regular development. Massive consumption. But this icon means it's gonna consume their resources, which is this. And the dinosaurs have 243 years worth of resources. So we gotta be careful. Is this a text adventure? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is. Like a choose your path sort of deal. We're playing in a way that the game sort of plays itself and only pauses during events. But if you want to, you could have even more control over how things play out and make decisions about the little flares that pop up. I'm gonna prevent it because, yeah, I'm gonna prevent it. Do that. I don't like the idea of them going through their resources. Their population growth is so high. It's wild. You can see little events pop up here each time a flare gets chosen, and the game is randomly choosing them. But like I said, you can turn on the manual mode or whatever and choose them yourself. But I don't want to sit here and do that personally. Depopulation, what's happening? Through force or necessity, most quasis become serfs to their local landowners. The life of a serf is cruel and short, requiring hard labor for their masters in exchange for protection and a small plot of land to maintain their own subsistence. I don't want to do that. That's all my synthesis. We'll do the middle option. As more quasis die due to their cruel conditions of serfdom, feudal landowners slightly reduce the demands on their workers to get a few more years out of them. I mean, ethically, it's still terrible. This one's even worse. I'll do this one. Sorry. But I need a synthesis. I think it costs like 60 or 70 synthesis to prevent an apocalypse event from happening, which there's always a chance. Every turn. There's always a chance. I don't know what the math is behind it. I don't know if it says somewhere. But something terrible can happen that could run one of the species extinct. The quasis reach the float age. What does that mean? Great floating islands of ocean flora allow the quasis to reach all corners of Virgo. These living rafts provide nutrients and stability for long voyages. The largest serving almost as floating cities. A new age of exploration has begun, honey. Ooh. I see. These are my most technologically advanced species. These underwater plant people. And I kind of want to see them go further. But I know that it costs a lot. I do need a little bit more synthesis though, just in case. We're kind of lucky, honestly. I feel like usually at this point in the game, we've usually had an extinction event. Can we make scalies in this game? We do have dinosaurs. We do have dinosaurs. there are reptiles. Let me show you. Look at these guys. The dinosaur humps. They're a hedonistic culture of dinosaurs. Does that fit your description? Oh no, they're in a resource crisis. I figured this would happen. I figured they'd have a resource crisis. Soil sources are becoming scarce in the solar system. The effects of mushroom farming brought the dinosaur civilization to a breaking point. Wait, what? They're harvesting mushrooms? While they're dealing with the resource scarcity, will the humps find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment? Or will they turn against each other? Not my mushrooms! No! Infighting over their mushrooms. Oh my god. What do we do? 2.1 million casualties from war. The soil wars. The soil wars. Fighting over dirt. What do these do? The dinosaur humps prepare for a future without soil. Will their alphas, who woo, preserve the environment of soul or deny the people access to essential resources? And then this one is, scarcity causes discord and competition among the dinosaurs. Knowledge diminishes while the humps of soul compete for the dwindling resources. This one has the best outcome. Maybe? To counter the scarcity of soil sources in Soul, the planters of the dinosaurs are taking control of their humps. God, it's so funny that they call themselves that. Will they be able to create societies better equipped to deal with mushroom farming? Why are these dinosaurs so weird? They're so silly. They're so silly. that could help them greatly. The new alphas of the dinosaur humps encourage a new generation of planters and storytellers to prepare their people as best as they can for a troublesome future. I misread Fermi Paradox as Furry Paradox. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, is the thing. Depending. I mean, we could choose mammalian species to appear on these worlds, and then, you know, they could become quite anthropomorphic. Hello, Mega Gengar. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the sanctuary. One of my favorites is on Kepler, but they're not evolving. It make me sad. The roots of sin. What is this? The Maru develop a particularly cruel new punishment. Outcasts and criminals are tied down among a specific species of marsh vine. This vine naturally seeks warmth and nutrition and will slowly grow into nearby bodies, agonizingly tearing the victim apart over countless days. That sounds awful. That sounds horrible. Why? It's because their ethical values are on the dystopia side. Uh-oh. Well, I don't have... I have 29. That's like almost all of it. Occasionally the vines ignore the intended victim. This is seen as a sign from the gods, and the prisoner is freed. I mean, that's horrible. That's bad. Maru? You were so cool and so nice and so sweet and so cute in our last game. Now you are coming up with some insane like interrogation methods and stuff. What is this? The dinosaurs reached the Bronze Age. Wow. In the Bronze Age, the dinosaurs begin testing the limits of their planet's generosity by cultivating crops, raising animals for food, and clearing forests in order to build primitive cities. Early mining and metalworking skills allow them to craft better weapons and tools, and they learn how to document knowledge via written language. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Look at this. Look at these dinosaurs. So each time a species ages up, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, you get new artwork. I love the fucking bondage harness that the 3-point harness that the dinosaurs get. My lord, we need to stop the Bronze Age collapse. I'm trying. Do we want more people? It gives them more resources. New techniques and tools allow the dinosaurs to explore new areas, preserve their natural resources, and develop early infrastructure. I think you should do that. Look, now you don't have resource scarcity for another 300-something years. Great. Perfect. The dinosaur realms. Wow. The dinosaur realms. The quasi-fertility dimensions. Uh-oh, here we go. Polar parasites? While exploring Virgo's polar regions, quasi-expedition teams are infected by parasites trapped in the ice. The deadly spore-like structures replicate at astounding speeds, and the quasis have no natural defenses against them. If allowed to spread, the parasites could wipe out the entire Virgo population. Ooh, no. And see, we spent all of our synthesis, so now... they're gonna have a bad time. We can go with complete extinction, which eliminates them from the game, but gives us 40 synthesis to save someone else. Or we can have minimal survivors, which is gonna like kill off all but 1 million of them. But, oh, it looks like it'll decrease their science as well, huh? Let's set them back. But at least they'll be alive. At least they'll be alive. Ooh, that's bad. Hello, Candy Apple Cookie. What a name. I want a candy apple cookie. Welcome to Sokar Starfire Stream, where we decide the fate of species. You know, one of the dreams I have for this channel, one of the goals I have, is I want to be able to play games where we get to decide things as a community. But I don't think that my community is large enough yet to run polls on stuff, but someday I would love to. I would love to. It's me, Connie. Oh, okay. Well, hello. Well, hello. The Maru attempt to tame ferocious and menacing beasts which roam the wilderness of Tau Ceti 3 for the military purpose of riding them into battle as a way to frighten and maim their enemies. The Maru are becoming assholes in this playthrough, I'm not gonna lie. You're... Damn. You're becoming really awful. I kind of want to mitigate that. The creatures are too dangerous and cannot be tamed. They appear to kill indiscriminately, disemboweling their would-be masters, and generally running amok. How about that? Once my lord becomes popular, he will forget us the second years. No, I should hope not. I should hope not. Also becomes popular. You amuse me. You amuse me, little onion hat for sale. I don't need to be popular. I don't need to be popular. I just need you. I need each and every one of you to be here. If I'm popular to you, that's all I need. What's happening to the dinosaurs now? Due to the continuous developments within sedentary horticultural communities, more and more beautiful garden complexes are constructed all around Earth. There's increased interest in the physical and mental well-being that gardens can offer the dinosaurs. Oh. Wow. Look at this. The dinosaurs are practicing self-care. And I'm all about that. I'm all about, you know, they're touching grass, as the kids say. Gardens are seen as an essential part of any healthy society. Every settlement on Earth is now surrounded by extended, beautiful garden structures. Sure, it's free. It's a free upgrade. Do it. Look at those resources grow. Good for you, dinosaurs. So, in the new update, it's not exactly new. It came out in December, but I just haven't played it since then. Apparently it's possible to create species later in the game that are artificially intelligent. So, like, you can have robots become a species. So, I don't know if we'll get that far, but we'll see. Hello, Mofa. Hi, honey. Hello. What's happening here? The fertility domains of Virgo often send their conscripted incinerators to distant Arctic islands to fight in foreign wars. But recently, many of these soldiers have decided to desert their posts and stay, taking their incendiary grenades and war barges with them. They would rather settle these far-off continents than risk their lives to conquer them. Huh. I mean, that's good. That's good, right? They become peaceful. Look at that. That's good. That's great. Do it. Entire armies abandon their duties. Incinerators who once fought against each other and now join forces to found new plantations in these foreign continents. Do it. Is there a downside to making your species peaceful? I wonder. Maybe on the off chance that they encounter each other and they go to war? Possibly. It could happen. But if everyone is peaceful, then it wouldn't be a problem. The Maru have entered the Bronze Age. The only ones I'm kind of worried about is these guys. They're showing signs of being little shits, okay? They are exhibiting the symptoms of being really bad for everyone. Hi, Trix. Hello. Hi, honey. Hello. Hello. How are you? Hello. I think we need to work on that. We need to invest in them. This is a lot of synthesis to do so, but maybe they'll turn their lives around. Maybe they'll turn, look at that, their ethical values are changing very slowly. Doing okay? How am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm sure you know that Spirit of the North 2 has released. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you've heard by now. I thought of you when I saw that. And I may or may not have it. And I may or may not be planning to stream it someday soon. I'm in a pretty good mood though. I am. The dinosaurs form a kingdom of scholars in which rulers are chosen based on intelligence rather than inheritance. The trials one must pass to ascend to power here are designed to reveal the intelligence aptitude of young candidates, and the monarchs with shamanically certified smarts lead their society to gather knowledge and document it in stone for eternity. Well, isn't that lovely? Isn't that great? That's wonderful. You keep doing you. You be you, dinosaurs. Intelligence aptitude trials for their leaders. Do it. That's what we need. That's what we need, chat. If you've been sitting for the past hour or so, I'll have you know it is time for our first break of the evening. So I'm going to take that. I'm gonna run some ads on the Twitch side of the channel. And you're gonna get up, you're gonna take care of yourselves, okay? All right. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Be good and don't break anything. I'll know. I'll know about it. Mwah. Hi, honey. Hello? Hello! I'm back. Time to misbehave. How dare you? I can't believe you would try. You would try to incite a riot amongst my Emberlings. We have another evolution. What's going on? What's going on? We have the Herbori, which I don't have enough to get. The Bautier, intelligent rock climbing plants. That's different. Or these weirdos. Okay. Roaming the low atmosphere plateaus of Vexus, these stalkers prey on canyon fauna and drain their blood. It sounds cool, but look at them. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. But they give us a lot of synthesis, I'm not gonna lie. We only have 27, but they're awful. Look at all their stats. Oh, woo, woo, wah, 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 wah. We could do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it. And then if they go extinct, we can just let them go extinct. And we'll just use them to farm synthesis, okay? That's our strategy. Oh no, not... Why are the quasis so prone to extinction? Why? As explorers return from distant regions of Virgo, deadly viruses start to spread at every port. With long viral incubation times, speedy trade ships become unwitting plague bearers, causing widespread outbreaks in every major quasi city. Oh no! Oh no! Why? They're not the ones I want to go extinct. No. No. You poor things. Minimal survivors. There's only gonna be like about 30,000 of them left if we do minimal survivors. They are being weeded out. Oh, it sucks. I almost wonder if we should even bother keeping them alive. Will they be able to recover from a population drop like that? I wonder. I wonder. The plague brings death and chaos to all trading cities. Quasis with immunity to the virus are eventually able to slowly repopulate Virgo. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that because your growth rate is gonna plummet. And there's gonna be a population crisis. I just know it. But for the sake of exploring our curiosity and holding on to hope, we'll see. We'll see if you survive. You know what I'd love to see, chat? I would love to see a game like this in a fantasy setting. I think that would be pretty cool. With like magical races, and it'd be totally opposite because it wouldn't be scientific, but it'd be kind of cool. Howdy, partner. Howdy, bagel. If it isn't, if it isn't the aggressive pastry. Okay, how is our Maru doing? How are they doing? The Great Dams. Maru builders learn to erect large barriers to stop the flow of water on Tau Ceti 3. These can be used to create reservoirs of drinking water, prevent floods, improve irrigation, or create fishing areas. As the Maru Ecclesias master these techniques, however, they begin to consume more resources and risk destroying biodiversity by flooding sensitive valleys. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! You're spending all me synthesis! You're spending it all! Oh, I would love to be able to prevent an extinction event. Just one. I can't spend it. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Large settlements are constructed on top of the massive dams. Many waterways on Tau Ceti 3 run dry, while other ecosystems are destroyed by floods. I can't bring myself to do it. How are these guys doing? There's 23,000 of them left. Oh no. Oh no. Erect. That's not our motto. No, Wanginat. No. No, we're not here to destroy biodiversity. No. No. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Mea culpa. The dinosaurs reached the Iron Age. Wow, look at them go! Empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. The metalworking dinosaurs forged tools and developed the skills needed to create simple machinery, while expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose and a moral compass. Organized religion also has the potential to bring about great atrocities. Well, let's hope they make the right choice. Let's hope. Oh, but what do we do here? Power? I'm inclined to give you power, because it would give me a whole bunch of synthesis. I think I should. In epic dynasty wars, dinosaurs iterate siege weaponry against the well-fortified castles of their foes. Do it. Got medieval dinosaurs, chat. I'm just imagining an army of little dinosaur people, like, operating catapults and shit. Rah! Rawr XD! Imagine this game, but it's nerd. I know, right? Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool, instead of star systems, each of these is like, I don't know, a continent. You know, like a chunk of land on Tamriel or something. I think it's cool. Give this game modding capability, and someone will do it. As Damani, I'm so, like, I keep wanting to call them Dazani. Like the water brand, the water bottle. As Damani develops, many clans manage to defend their place in the world only through force of arms. Over time, they come to adopt a strict warrior code, believing that true honor and nobility can only be earned through acts of battle. Oh no! These weirdos. These weirdos. You know what? Go crazy. I don't care. Go crazy. Destroy yourselves in warfare. Just give me your synthesis. The warrior code becomes the bedrock of Damani life. Only devoted and honorable fighters can advance in society. Sure, do it. Do it, I don't care. I'm not as invested in you as some others. Okay. What do we got? Oh, they reached the Iron Age as well. Look at that. Cool. Okay. We must make a choice. We're trying to turn these guys around. Trying to make you guys better. Monks transcribe knowledge in books that scholars are eager to get their claws on. I love the little subtle, you know, they could say hands, but they say claws. As ever, Maruity looks to the heavens for guidance. There you go. Let's become more utopian, please. Please, please. The Maru Republics. Cool. How are these guys doing? There's only 15,000 of them left. Oh no. I'm a little worried about them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about them. But you guys will see what happens if your population gets too low for one of the species. You'll see what happens. Here we go. Wait, I don't know if this is the event. This is something else, isn't it? This is something else. To make sense of the depressing and unfair world that the virulent live in, a strange, dark religion emerges. Followers believe that the sexual deity is a powerless ruler who was tasked to watch over hell, Virgo, as a punishment. Ah. They don't even give it a name. They don't even give it a name. The sexual deity. It's me, chat. Could be. These are all bad. Both of these are bad. Both of them are horrible. I don't know. Oh my god. This is so depressing. The idea that their entire existence is a celestial punishment is now a deep part of the culture. No! That sounds awful. Here at the Sanctuary, we don't believe that. We believe your entire existence is beautiful and wonderful and needs to be marked by a pursuit of happiness and love and being yourself and being free and filling the vacuum of space with something that is you. So because of that deeply held, passionate belief, I think we should do the opposite. I think we should do the opposite. What is this? The leading love missionaries decide that if the sexual deity is in hell, this means the virulent can ignore its existence completely and build a society not depending on any sexual deities. Not depending on any. Is it throwing that in the mix because they're a hedonistic culture, because some of the decisions that I made before? I wonder. Does this take away that mark on there? On that? Hold on. How do I look at their civilization in more detail? How do we know? I don't think I see. Go away. Get out of here. I don't know. There used to be a way you could see what their culture was marked as. But I don't see it anymore. What is this? A great war threatens Seoul. A dominant religious faction of the dinosaurs is claiming the right to invade a distant holy land. They gather many allies to challenge the alleged heathens who live in the divine country of Earth. Armies of volunteer peasants and honor-bound knights, swelling with pious pride and bearing sacred symbols on their banners and armor, thus embark on a glorious pilgrimage. The Crusader dinosaurs. Honey, this is not... Okay, this is not the path I wanted you to take. No, this is not what I wanted you to do. Honey, stop. Stop it. I guess we can afford to spend some to stop it, right? The holy people of different faiths meet in a great council and negotiate an end to the crusade with the universal doctrine of peaceful coexistence. There you go. There you go. Embrace secularism, okay? You gotta learn to work together. You gotta learn to accept each other because you're stuck with each other, okay? Alright? Okay, dinos? Alright. But you guys. Ooh, oh no, there's... Oh, they are not reproducing fast enough. They are on their way out. They are on their way out. They're down to 7,000. There's just a small town of seaweed people. Oh no. Oh no. The Maru reached the nautical age. The Maru developed vessels capable of exploring the farthest corners of their planet. The flourishing traffic of goods and ideas advances the fields of navigation, chemistry, and engineering. To safeguard the accumulated knowledge of Maru civilization, emerging universities begin to house collections of printed books. Oh, well, good for you. You know, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I thought you guys would be the villain of the story this time around, but maybe you're turning over a new leaf. Exploration encourages the Maru to engineer larger vessels and better food preservation to keep up with the demands of global trade. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, you guys. Oh. What do we have happening here? Vexus is home to a species of predator with high emotional intelligence and complex social behavior. A beneficial coexistence promises to emerge between these approachable creatures and the Stone Age amani, with whom they appear to seek companionship for the benefits of food, petting, and shelter. Oh, so like a dog. They got a dog, or the equivalent of a dog. The predatory animals are primarily seen as food, but are also tied to guard posts on the borders of settlements to ward off unwanted trespassers. Damn. What's this one? We could do the middle option, but that's gonna tear into the resources, isn't it? This would give us a lot of synthesis, though. It's horrible, but it would do it. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it at all, but I'm intentionally trying to make this civilization just awful, horrible, no good, so that it falls apart and collapses. And when it does, I get like 100 synthesis out of it. Maybe. Maybe, hopefully. This is like Game of Thrones. Oh, you know a game that is even more like Game of Thrones, if you happen to be a fan of all of that? There's a game called Crusader Kings 3. okay? Which I played in my first year of streaming. And I've been thinking about playing it again. You might enjoy that. And the UI is pretty overwhelming though, so I don't know. I'll walk you through it. Trade ships on Virgo inadvertently move vermin along with their wares as they move between the seaweed continents. With no natural predators, these non-native pests begin to exterminate local animals and crops. This is the planet with the anemone people. Oh no. That's crazy. I'm gonna prevent this. Trade ships are not allowed to dock on the mainland. Mandatory naval checkpoints are introduced and the sailors viciously destroy any kind of vermin on board to stop the proliferation of the pests. Do that. Maybe buy them some time. Don't you need a PhD for Crusader Kings 3? No. No, if I can do it, anyone can do it. If I can do it, if I can understand, well, I don't know. You gotta be really determined. You gotta be really into the 4X games, honey. Hello, Zach. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. I'm sharing one of my personal favorite little indie games with my community. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. A city that is rumored to have sacred power starts drawing spiritualists, priests, and sages from all corners of Earth. When these holy pilgrims come together, they exchange valuable cultural and spiritual wisdom. I didn't expect the dinosaurs to be like a religious civilization, but here they are. I'm gonna go with the middle option because that's too much, that's too expensive. The dominant religion of the dinosaurs claims the holy city for itself. The teachings of the city's scholars are absorbed into the church doctrine. Or this. The dinosaurs start to worship the city itself, and not the teachings of the inhabitants. Zealots conquer the place and slowly the city loses its appeal to the masses. But science! But science! Wait, is that science? No, that's ethics. Oh. Ew. Well, that's not as important. That's not as important. They're okay. They're alright. As long as they're not on this side of the scale, I don't care. You played a lot of CK2 back in the day? I did it as well. I did it as well. And then I got into CK3. The Demoni's reached the Bronze Age. Okay. Whoa, look at them. Look at them in their like Lady Gaga outfit here. You guys, I don't know. Just give me synthesis. Whatever gives me synthesis from you guys. I don't care about you as much. Nope. You love Alpha Centauri, the game? I don't know if I have that game. Wah, 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 wah. No, I don't think that I do. The closest thing that I have is a game called was it Civilization Beyond Earth? I think it's like, isn't that supposed to be like a spiritual successor to that game or something? There was a game that I played. It was a mod for Civilization 4, and it came close, I think, to what you're describing. I can't remember what it was called. Was it just called Planetfall or something like that? I really enjoyed that. I think it was inspired by Alpha Centauri. Troubled by the Maru mortality rate, major religious leaders introduce new doctrine that declares procreation a holy act and condemns any kind of contraception or non-reproductive sexuality. Wow. No. No. No, we won't have this. Not here. No way, no how. Oh my god, this is scandalous. This is a scandalous option. Church leaders are uncovered as secret sexual deviants. Maru society condemns their hypocrisy. You know what? Do it. Sure. Sometimes this game spills a little bit of tea and you're like, oh, interesting. Ah. I think last time we played this game, we had an event that was like, there was a game that became really popular, and it was based on Dungeons and Dragons, but they called it something else. They called it like, I don't know, Tombs and Monsters or something like that. And it became so ingrained in the culture that like it caused their civilization to like go into civil war or something over it. It was a telegraphic network spanning the entirety of Virgo is invented. The revolution in communication allows for the rapid dissemination of ideas and news, as well as greatly reducing the need for costly travel. For the first time, the potential for a truly global community begins to take shape. Oh, the telegraph. Ah, the precursor to the internet, huh? But it's kind of funny because there's not that many members of this species left. It's kind of tragic that they are so desperate for communicating in their like post-apocalyptic world that they invented the telegraph. They don't need resources because there's so few of them. They have enough between them for like 24 million years. It's so sad. They don't need this technology. The telegraphic system is rolled out and maintained by the fertility dominions who use it to manipulate messages and deceive the virulent. Like, oh, feel bad for you guys. But I don't think I want to give you guys that. You're gonna go extinct anyway. Sorry. The dinosaurs reached the nautical age. Wow. What are they doing? What can we choose? Wisdom? Advancement? Power? You know what? I'll spin a little bit. The discovery of new lands and peoples inspires the dinosaurs to re-examine social and scientific principles. We'll do that. You guys are going to be put on the path to greatness, okay? Alright, we're going to defy the stereotypes people have about dinosaurs. Being aggressive, small-brained, you know, rah, 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 rah. They're going to be the exact opposite. What is this? Ore veins are becoming scarce in the Tau Ceti system. The effects of dam construction brought the Maro civilization to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the territories find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment? Or will they turn against each other? Damn, so we made a decision earlier for these guys to just build dams and go crazy. And now it's coming back to bite us in the ass. That's what this game does to you. It remembers. It remembers what you did. What you gone done did. Okay. What do we do? Prepare for a future without ore? Or let them compete? Or let them just all out fight over each other? Or else, hello Daily. Hello, hi, that's cost so 50. I'll do a crisis. We'll have a crisis. The lesser evil. The infrastructure of Maro society is falling apart because ore veins are becoming scarce. Many technological advancements are not sustainable anymore. Academies are left behind, and the people of Tau Ceti are trading knowledge for survival. Is it roadcraft time yet? Not yet. Not yet. But eventually. But eventually it will be. Okay. I see. The trade-off we have here. They get resources, but they lose technology. And that's fine. Academics are now busy keeping Maro society from falling apart with the little ore they have left. The next generations will be more capable of living with scarcity, but a lot of technological advancements will be lost. Yeah, it set them back a little bit, that's fine. It's because you're overpopulated. You got 15% growth. This is what happens when you let the AI decide for itself, like we're doing. It's probably choosing flares that affect population. My lord, that his clothes look so... All I took off was my cloak. Honey. One cloth, singular. With the establishment of the first city-states, enlightened thinkers argue that their governance should be given to philosopher monarchs. These benevolent leaders with absolute power should rule the state like a skilled and professional captain commands a ship sailing the trench regions of Vexus. They posit that, in order to reach the tranquil waters of peace and prosperity, a wise navigator must interpret the ethical star map for the Damanis to follow. Oh, how poetic. Oh, I would not expect that from this species. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at your love for philosophy. Oh, none of these are good. Oh, this is good. You know what? Sure, I'll invest a little bit in you. You're showing promise. The establishment of philosophical monarchs inspires many Damanis to become philosophers and challenge the absolute power of their rulers. A culture of inquiry and dialogue spreads all over Vexus. Good for you. Good for you. May it lead to democracy. May it lead to freedom and liberty. And perhaps these guys. Oh, why would you choose that? Why? The game, I watched it choose population decrease. It's intentionally fucking them over. I'm gonna have to intervene. I saw that happening. The Virulent creates sophisticated mechanical devices that can run programming routines and store and manipulate data. With whirring gears and dazzling numbers, the enormous clockwork computers run on steam power and receive instructions via punch cards. That's kind of cool. While variable inputs are dynamically entered by several operators turning different cranks. The skeptics wonder whether these miracles of ingenuity are mere showpieces, or if they could actually demonstrate reliable results. I don't think I've ever had this happen. It's a shame that it's happening to a civilization that is soon to be extinct. That they would have clock punk technology. Damn, there's only 888 of you left to carry on this technology. I don't know if I should even bother. I don't know if I should even bother, but I'm so curious. Just because I've never gotten it before. The clockwork computers offer solutions to every imaginable problem. Precise mechanical calculations allow the virulent to collect and quantify new magnitudes of wealth. I want to know what happens. Please. I'm going to intervene whenever I see a population buff in here, because the game is not doing it. And now I really want to see them survive. Don't choose the minus. Don't do it. Okay. There's actually 4 choices that appear and you can't quite see them, I know, but... A new trend emerges among the dinosaurs. Wealthy landowners repurpose cleared land to plant great forests of flora from all over Earth. Though the practice begins as a way to flaunt wealth, early dinosaur scholars note that the reforested land is an abundant source of plants useful for both food and medicine. Ooh, well that's good. That's a good thing. Your resources are running very low. You got 28% growth. Okay, I'm right away seeing a problem with allowing the game to autoplay flares. It doesn't seem able to like pick things that favor population stability. I think all of my species have this problem right now. I'll have to check them all. Let me go see. Wait, where's the other one? 19%, you got 28%. You're at 15%. And, well, you're at negative because of your apocalypse event, but... Whenever I play this, like, manually, like, actively and not passively, where I'm choosing the flares, I try to keep them very controlled at, like 6 to 10% growth. Sometimes less. If I'm really good, I keep it close to 0 as possible. Because whenever you age up, you'll get population growth if you choose the resource option. It's like plus 6%. So I tend to min-max things, but for this playthrough, I was like, let's see what happens if we just let the game do its thing. And I got a feeling I'm going to run into a lot of population crises as a result. Power, do it. But it's fine. We'll see. I don't remember what happens whenever you hit a population crisis. We're going to find out with these guys if it's even possible to keep them going. Don't you dare do it. Okay. Oh, why does it even pop up an option? You... Okay, developers, that should not even be... That should be forbidden. I think, personally. My personal opinion, if a civilization is currently in the midst of a depopulation, like, catastrophe, the ability to further depopulate them, that seems bad. It seems bad. I mean, you could argue that it's random, it's, you know. free. It's supposed to be like that, free form, but oh, it hurts. The rise of urban centers. The poor rural peasant class in Tau City 3 suffers and is falling into serfdom. They rise up against their feudal lords and try to defeat the well-trained noble armies. The dedication overwhelming numbers. I think that an interesting way to deal with that problem would be kind of like how the civilization games allow you to set the behavior of the governors, right? You can be like, focus on production, focus on science, focus on growth. I think if they had an option like that for the species, to tell the AI to like try to focus on this more a little bit, I think maybe that could help try to weigh things in that direction. Just my opinion. Because otherwise it's like, God, it is fully random, which is cool, I guess, if you want to play that way, but I feel like, I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but I like to curate. I do like to curate. What should we do here, chat? What should we choose? Peace? We can have them peace out. It only costs 20. The peasants walk away in vast numbers towards greener pastures. The heavy hand of the state doesn't need biting. Will you bite? The hand that feeds you. Since the farmers are capable of feeding themselves, okay. And do it. And do it. Embrace peace. Embrace it. Yeah, you guys need population. You need population. I'm forcing it to happen. The Maru were the first to reach the industrial age. The Maru start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing in the industrial age. Harnessing the power of radio waves might allow them to send signals into outer space, but this civilization could accidentally eradicate itself as weapons development thrusts forth. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained Maruity through the ages. The Industrial Revolution, the key turning point for any civilization. Okay. You're gonna embrace power. That's what you're gonna do. Because we need it. Because we need it. We do. The Maru focused their efforts on designing tanks, bomber planes, and simple automatic weapons for increased leverage against enemies. Naval warfare also gets industrialized. Because the alternative is overpopulation. You're gonna find yourself choosing the lesser evil. You chose why? No. 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 You find yourself choosing a lot of the times a lesser evil in this game. Which, that's just how it is. What is this? After growing up in the hedonistic culture of the virulent fertility dominions, a new generation of love missionaries emerge who study the meaning of sensual pleasure and emotional passion. Their ideas add new insights and deeper meaning to a lifestyle that has long been driven by pure animal desire. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. What does dead end do? Hedonistic status removed? I don't want that. No. You guys need to reproduce. You guys need to learn how to love. Because there's so few of you. I'll go with the middle option because this is still too expensive, way too expensive for you. We'll do this. There you go. You are going to make a little love and get down tonight. You have to. We're going to go extinct. Dinosaurs, okay. Dinosaurs are industrial now. Look at them. They got little jackets. The idea of a dinosaur with like short arms trying to dress itself in modern clothing is so funny. Again, power, just because. Overpopulated. Overpopulated. That's what they are. Yeah. But that tends to be a problem you run into. You gotta pay extra attention once you reach these particular eras of the game, because if you've been making the wrong decisions, it starts to show. As they start draining their resources, or they start, overpopulating, or... Extinction! Great. A gigantic underwater earthquake is triggering massive tsunamis on Vexus. Epic floods threaten to drown any creature on land. That's fine. I never cared about this planet anyways. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Farewell. This is really cool though. This planet was once inhabited by a species called Amanis. The surface is scattered with its submerged city ruins. Once an epic flood eradicated the entire civilization of the Amanis and drowned all the land creatures. So this becomes a permanent fixture of this world. So if we have another species either evolve here or colonize it in the far future, they will potentially receive some unique events tied to the history of this planet. So some archaeological digs and stuff like that could be a thing I've had happen. What's the point of the game, my lord? To get synthesis? The point of the game is whatever you want it to be. Do you want everyone to live in harmony? Or do you want everyone to be conquered? There's multiple endings to this game. Which is kind of cool. You can, for example, have everyone work together to try and build some kind of network that allows them to teleport, faster than light travel. They can work together to build stargates. You can have, really bad endings happen. If all your civilizations go extinct, you get a special ending for that. There's one that I think should be an achievement whenever they add achievements. If you start the game and then you immediately go extinct, you get a special ending that's life didn't even have a chance to evolve. So, for me, it's just, I guess, trying to see what all the different endings are and trying to experiment and see what different directions I can take different civilizations. It's very much a sandbox game, but it does have endings depending on the ethics and stuff of everyone. Is there an ending where the Reapers come from the Mass Effect relays? There actually is an ending where the technology revolts, I guess, against the creators and you have machines take over. I can't remember if the Reapers were machines. It's been so long. But you could totally have one species subjugate all the others or wipe out all the others. Coal fields are becoming scarce in the Tau Ceti system. The effects of dam construction yeah, we know about the dams, they keep bringing it up. Now they're running out of coal. The Maru do not know how to manage their resources. They're fucking terrible at it. They're really bad at it. I guess put them into a crisis. I don't feel like helping you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is a convoy of tanks. That's not good. With coal becoming rare, the Maru peasant regimes are preparing for the worst, protecting the vanishing resources. Mounted infantry are deployed next to vital industrial factories, and the inhabitants of Tau Ceti are too busy preparing for conflict to tackle the root of the scarcity crisis. Well, you know, maybe you should have managed your coal better. Maybe you should have managed your coal better. We'll do this one. Some regimes gather their mounted infantry near factories, blah, 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 blah. We'll do that. We'll do that. They're fine. They'll be good. Is World War I happening? I don't know. They'll be fine. They'll be good. I don't believe World War I was fought over coal. No. That was just a mess of mutual defense treaties that domino effect affected. I've had that happen in Civilization on occasion. You get late enough in the game, someone declares war, and then it's like, because you're an ally of them, then you get dragged in. And because you're an ally of that ally, then you get dragged in, and then it just becomes a whole thing. A life form on Kepler-4? Oh, guys, this is my favorite planet in this game. Because of these guys, look at them. The tooltip gets in the way, but they're so cute. They're like little lizards. Gentle and big reptiles. They roam the wide jungles of the primal world, always with a pleasant smile on their faces. We have to go with them. But you can also go with the Noya, if you want snake people. Or these guys are kind of cool, the Vikai. You can have these giant humanoid insect people. Have them. But they're more aggressive. These guys are like, they're super chill. I love them. In the later eras, they get really cute, like modern clothing and stuff. I love them. It's the Geico. You could save 3% or more on your resources and population growth. Ooh. Look at this. The Wandorians gift each other rock blooms to declare their love. Aw. I don't know what a rock bloom is, but okay. Virulent scholars have discovered a direct correlation between cleanliness and the spread of disease. This leads to innovations in sanitation, including bathhouses, sewer systems, and hygienic conditions in hospitals and food production. They're getting clean. Look at them, cleaning up. That's what we need. That's what we need, you guys. They're gonna have a population boom. Hygiene becomes the highest virtue for the virulent. Proper personal grooming and a spotless home become pillars of personal health. Do it. Do it. We're gonna save the species by cleaning up. By cleaning up. Look at that. We've reached a net zero. They're gonna survive. I don't know how we pulled that one out. That's crazy. We can actually give them a positive growth. No, you fuck! The game fucked me. No. No. The game chose a negative population. Oh, I hate it. I'm very close to turning off the autoplay thing. It's trying to sabotage me. The dinosaurs are... Oh! Are they the first to send signals? A unique musical style emerges on Earth, characterized by conceptual boundary shattering and improvisation. Jazz paints harmonies with more than just the primary colors, but especially mood indigo, open to intuition instead of following rules. Musicians in this genre boldly express their spiritual energy with cathartic squeedly bebops and hidey hoes. These soulful vibes may even influence alien musical theater someday. Jazz claws. Wow, we got some jazzy dinosaurs. I love it. Unfortunately, we spent all of our synthesis trying to clean up the other civilization, but we can do this in one direction. And send a signal towards one star system instead of all of them. Born out of minority ethnic communities, jazz music is re-recorded by mainstream artists, but commercial retellings of another culture story are usually a bit sharp on the blue notes. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got the swing. That's great. You like jazz? Where are they sending it to? They're sending it this way. So any civilizations in this direction are going to get hit by it, and they're going to pick it up. So the Wondorians, if they can advance quickly enough, but I don't think they will. If you've been sitting for the past hour or so, it is time. It is time. Time for a break. Get up, stretch, do whatever you gotta do, take care of you. I'll be right back in a few minutes, okay? Alright? Be good? Mwah. Hi, honey. Hello. I'm back. I have returned. I'm wondering if the stream actually went down on the YouTube side. I noticed. I know it's up right now. But I see a little. You can kind of see it's very small in the chat box there. It mentions that it disconnected and reconnected. Huh. Bow, 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 bow. I'm gonna refresh that. Refresh. And then there we go. Okay. All right. And we're back. What is going on? The one door. Oh, they've advanced. We're gonna go for another hour, by the way. This game is a lot of talking. Okay, I feel like I have been talking nonstop from the first minute all the way to the last. Which is why I feel like streams of these kind of games have to be shorter, or I will tire myself out. I would love if the game had voiced text, but it doesn't. Okay. The Obsidian Age. Kepler-4 experiences an agricultural revolution marked by the utilization of obsidian and other readily available volcanic materials. These materials advance the Wondorians immensely as they are perfect for the construction of tools and weapons. This is kind of cool. Again, different civilizations will get different ages. So instead of moving into what would be for humans the Bronze Age, these guys will be moving into the Obsidian Age. Kind of like how the Anemone people, instead of the Stone Age, they began in the Seaweed Age. So, it's kind of cool. Should I give you advancement or power? I'll give you advancement. Do that. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. The Wondorian ladders. I am very proud of this species, even though the AI keeps trying to sabotage me on depopulating them. I'm surprised they survived as long as they have. Maru. The former autocrats of Tau Ceti 3 discover the power of propaganda, broadcasted via radio messages. Wireless broadcasts reach countless Maru with the latest political doctrine. In fact, these signals are so strong that they'll reach outer space. Oh no. Oh no, the Maru political propaganda. It's free. It's free to spread across the galaxy. Do it. I don't know if that's good or bad. I feel like it's been a long time since I played this game, but I feel like the propaganda radio signals were bad. And whenever they reach the civilization, they react to them. They tend to react to them with hostility. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for the head pat, Metallic. We will see how that affects them. Don't depopulate. Don't you do it. There's only like 200 of them left. The mightiest warships ever built set sail on the seas of Virgo. The Virulent have armed these powerful vessels with hundreds of cannons, forming an unstoppable force against naval and coastal enemies. But why? There's so few of you. You don't need to be going to war. There's only 279 of you left. Come on. Come on. That's less than the number of subscribers that I have. It's like half as much. It's tiny. This is year 2 Sokar numbers, okay? You guys have to work together. You have to. But I can't choose this option. I can only choose the lesser evil. But it says there's too few for warfare. Does that mean it's impossible for them to go to war? Potential casualties 4 million. That's crazy. Because if it's impossible for them to go to war, then I guess I couldn't invest in absolute power? Is that something I can do? I guess it doesn't matter, right? I'm choosing the ones that are non-population because I know this game wants to do it. Wants to do it to me. Paradigm shift. What's happening? The introduction of time-saving household appliances shifts the domestic landscape of the dinosaurs. Traditional roles are upended by liberation from menial tasks. With more time on their claws... with more time on their claws... new family and work structures appear. That's funny. Okay. This is where the game starts to get real, alright? This is where we have to really start thinking. Like I said, the industrial age, and things get tough. Because you have so much population. You do not have a lot of resources. This is bad. This is really bad. I think we're gonna have to do this. The scholar autocrats of the dinosaurs reject the social threat of these wasteful bourgeois machines. Instead of encouraging social change, the appliance factories are repurposed into weapons facilities. Oh no. But the population. I'm thinking about turning off the autoplay, you guys. Hold on. I know it's kind of late to decide this. I don't like the decisions that it's making for me. It keeps choosing this one. You see this icon right here with the big old plus sign over the... This is trouble. That is trouble. Every time. You should never select that unless you are in a depopulation crisis and you need people. Because too many people, bad. Too many people eat through resources. But I think it contributes towards your research. I think that population increases research. High population density, research reduced. Wait, does it reduce research? I remember it affected it somehow. Huh. So it reduces your research if you have a high density? How do we know what is density? Is it because we're over the target of 800 million? Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So it used to be, maybe this is something that happened with the update. In the previous version of the game, I remember the high population civs would advance in technology a lot faster. But I guess if you're like super dense population, it reduces now to try and balance it. But these guys, have it reduced because the population is nearly extinct. So, oh, interesting. How interesting. Huh. I didn't know that. So, there is the opposite extreme. If your population is too low, then your science is reduced. So you have to try and keep your population in a sort of a mid-range, huh? They've changed the way the game operates, chat. That's fascinating. I'm to play this off stream. My way. My way. Full manual. Try to figure out what the best way to play is. It also says that they don't have access to starships or final technology events because their population is so low. I guess it makes sense. You wouldn't exactly be looking to build a space program and go off world if you're not that many in number. There's just a lot of interesting information in these tooltips that I've never looked at before. Scarcity crisis event chance based on your ethic and harm values? Huh. I kind of wish they would make that a little more clear. But I mean, there you go. There you go. Now you know. Now you know that there are consequences to your actions in ways you didn't even think. Okay, but I'm going manual with the flares for this last hour in the stream because it's fucking me over to do autoplay. Now Tau Ceti is out of resources. They used up all their coal, no longer able to provide for their industrial areas. Their peasant regimes will soon fall apart. The overuse of industrial factories has destabilized the environment to the point where the Maru society may not survive the devastating crisis. And then they had a quote from Yuri Gagarin, which I forgot to read. Wow, this is a straight up like possible extinction event. Wow. Because they ran out. Can we salvage this? We can regress. This reminds me, I don't know if I've shared this on stream before, but in this game, if you have a civilization leave for another star system, it takes time, it's not instant, and they have to live on a ship on their time there. I had a civilization that went into a crisis on the way there, and they lost all their technology. So by the time they arrived on the planet they were going towards, they stepped out of their spaceship with like Bronze Age technology, and they started the journey with like modern era or near future. It was crazy, but it was really interesting how that kind of thing can happen. But there's ways that your ages can regress, and I suppose this is one of them. Will they find a more peaceful way to deal with societal collapse? Chance of total carnage, 77%. The odds are not good. The odds are not good. But let's take them. Let's roll. What happened? What happened? Lost development. The Maru civilization completely regresses without access to any coal fields. Current knowledge is lost. The machinists of the past are forgotten, and the Maru regress to ancient ways of life to survive in their decaying industrial areas. That far? Artifacts from the Glory Age cannot be replicated anymore and become high in demand. What is this? One of the oldest members of the Galactic Union is a civilization that managed to regress all the way back to the Stone Age nearly a dozen times. It must have been really confusing to practice archaeology back before they found out their past. That's really funny. Yeah. What if you did have a civilization that regressed multiple times? That would be a head scratcher for archaeologists. Wow. Whoa, look at all that science that gets lost. Collapse. Regress back to the Stone Age. Both of these go back to the Stone Age. This one goes back to the Bronze Age. That's wild. But this one you lose a lot of people. You lose 832 million people, which is like almost all of them. We'll do regular. Let's go back to the Stone Age. That's crazy. The industrial areas disintegrate fast. The Maru retreat into ruins. Their old ways get lost more and more, and many Maru cannot survive without the knowledge of the past. The entire civilization crumbled. They destroyed their environment, exhausted all their resources. Damn. Oh no. You know what? It's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned. That's what happens when you allow the AI to autoplay, because it always chooses this. Now we know. Now we know. Okay. Let's get them all recovered up here. Can we... The only thing about going manual is that you have to, like, you gotta check on everyone, right? You gotta be like, okay, just checking in, how are things? Whoa. You're gonna run out of coal too, aren't you? You're gonna run out of coal as well. Nope. Nope. Virulent. How are you guys doing? I'll give you a little bit of utopia. A little bit of utopia. How about you guys? Use some resources. I guess it reduces consumption of them. That's what it does. I'm wondering if it's possible if you completely exhaust a planet of its resources and then, like, you go extinct and then another species colonizes that planet, will they just move on because they don't have anything to use? You're like, this is the desert planet, we can't colonize it. There's nothing left. I don't know if I've tried to colonize a world that was destroyed. That'd be a new one. Okay, where's those people? Is it these guys? I'm trying to age them up, get them back to where they were. Okay, the Wondorians. What are you guys doing? Traditionally, the elderly are highly respected in Kepler, but now that larger Wondorian ladders are formed, the authorities of the elders is put into law. The oldest could be chosen as prolocutors. I don't know what that word means. Not because of their wit or skill, but simply because tradition demands it. Let's Google chat. Let's learn a word today. Let's learn a word. A spokesperson. Ah. Prolocutor. One who speaks for another. Oh. Okay, well now you know. Now you know. You learned a word. I learned a word. Okay, so this has happened to my favorite, to the Wondorians. I love them. I don't want them to be evil. No, we're gonna take I don't care how much it costs, we're gonna take care of them. We're gonna keep them wonderful and good and, you know, not at all chaotic. Respect for the elderly does not automatically give every Wandorian elder the right to rule over others. In general, prolocutors are still being chosen based on merit. Undo that. Undo that. A space game, it's Star Wars! Not everything's Star Wars, but I'll let you believe that. I'll let you believe it. Give you some resources. Just nursing these guys back to health after what they went through. Okay. You're good. Disarmament, what's happening? 2 hostile fertility admiralities on Ross have been on the brink of war for years. In a surprising turn of events, however, it is uncovered that both opposing admiral masters are involved in a secret love affair with each other. As the virulent have historically placed great value on pleasure and intimacy, this development has the potential to mend relationships between the 2 fertility admiralities. Is this like some Romeo and Juliet thing happening between these 2 families, between these 2 whatever? How scandalous. I know. This will make them... Oh, I don't have enough synthesis. If I had enough. These aren't the dinosaurs, this is the anemone people. We'll have to go with the middle option. The populations of both admiralities is outraged. Seeing no future possible, the relationship ends in tragedy when the 2 they ended the same way as Romeo and Juliet. How sad. How sad. How sad. But it reduced the harm potential. You guys are fine. You're doing great. You guys need work. I can't believe you fell into the Stone Age. You went from industrial to stone. Wandorians reached the Steel Age. Surrounded by countless sources of heat, the Wandorians on Kepler-4 become experts in refining metal ore. They combine metals to create new alloys, using them to build strong weapons, tools, and buildings. Meanwhile, as these materials make new technologies possible, their political and religious leaders also forge a new understanding of the world around them. They're making steel! Wow! You guys are my children. I will protect you. I will love you. You will get the best outcome no matter what. No matter what. I don't care how much it costs. The gallery carvers push the boundaries of alloys and develop multiple new applications through the creation of printing presses and alchemistic laboratories. They're able to research the secrets of the primal world in much more detail, and their findings impress and inspire the Wandorians. I spent almost everything to make that happen for you guys. I hope you're happy. I hope you don't take my gifts for granted. We need to, like, depopulate the dinosaurs, by the way. Look at them. 1.1 billion. In the industrial era, that's too much. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Depopulate. There we go. We even got an event for it. Widespread alcoholism. Uh-oh. Oh no. Industrial production of distilled recreational beverages. Makes the intoxicating drug readily available to the dinosaurs. Abuse of it leads to addiction, physical impairment, mental health problems, and even death. Oh no. Oh no. I don't have enough to prevent it. I don't have enough. I do a massive depopulation. I don't. Ooh. They got a resource scarcity in 80 years, you guys. They're gonna run out of coal, and they're gonna go the same way as the Maru. In 80 years. Be blown back to the Stone Age. Because of war. I can see it happening. So as horrible as this is, I think it's the lesser evil. The consumption of intoxicating beverages becomes widely encouraged among the dinosaurs. Both hatchlings and adults live in a near constant state of drunkenness. Cheap production methods and no legal restrictions lead to a massive death rate. I'm sorry, but it's better than extinction. We gotta bring that down. We gotta bring it down. There's too many of you. Okay. I will keep them alive. Just not all of them. Most of them. Solid ground is difficult to find in the swamps of Tau City 3. As the regimes grow, the Maru struggle to find space to build. They decide on a bold solution. Instead of building wider, they will build higher. Large towers begin to rise above the landscape. Each one a thriving vertical industrial area. In the swamp? That seems like a really bad place to be building stuff like that. What do you mean? What are you trying to do? You guys, no, have you not learned from your first civilization ending event? It's gonna use up all your resources. No, we're just gonna have hurricanes come in and knock everything down, okay? Sorry, but no. That's not gonna happen. Oh my god, the dinosaurs have been renamed. The boozer scholar regimes. Oh no. How far the mighty have fallen. Okay, I'm trying to bring down that population. Come on. Gotta bring it down. Oh, I should have chosen resources. Extinction event. These guys are so unlucky. It's the anemone people again. There's already so few of them from the last one. In regular intervals, a great comet passes Virgo. This time, astronomers predict that the object will collide with the planet. The size of the impact would mean the end of the virulent species. Oh, I'm so sorry. The game is against you. That's gonna be so many. Who's gonna be left? 1,095 out of 1,153. It's over. It's over for you. I would be impressed if I could bring you back, but I don't think that I can. Oh my god, there's so many! They're all dead! There's 57 of them left. A gigantic crater shows the impact site of a great comet that struck Virgo. The virulent lived out the aftermath in underground cavern systems until it was safe to return to the surface. You're done. You're done. There's no way. I don't know how you can come back from that. I'm gonna try. Population crisis. Here we go. The last embrace. Oh no, it's so sad. The last embrace. With their population drastically reduced by the comet impact aftermath, the virulent struggle to maintain their population. The few remaining survivors find comfort in each other's embrace, as is their way. As birth rates continue to fall, it seems that there's no way to recover. The virulent decide to have one last wild night together before the end comes. No! That's so sad. Are they gone? Are they done? Wait! We can save them! We can save them! They regress to the Stone Age. There's a lot of technology regression happening in this game. The remaining virulent live on, but are too lost in their passions to educate the next generation. When the next virulent comes of age, they're too busy trying to survive to keep the old hedonistic ways. But it keeps them alive. It keeps them alive, though. Depopulated by the comet impact, the few remaining virulent lost themselves in sexual escapism. Their people miraculously survived the crisis, but knowledge of their technology was neglected and lost forever. I love the storytelling that comes from this game. It just comes from like random events, you know? But they'll survive. They can come back. We can help them. My God. We got 2 Stone Age civilizations for different reasons. One destroyed themselves. The other one just got fucked over by nature. This planet just kept getting hit by things that just ended it over and over. So we have... These guys are okay. They missed out on the radio signal because they're not developed enough to receive it. We get these drunk dinosaurs that we're trying to get under control before they end up in some kind of crisis. But the moral of the story of this game, what they're trying to teach you, is the answer to the Fermi Paradox may be that there are civilizations out there among the stars, but they keep regressing. They keep getting wiped out for one reason or another. Something's setting them back or keeping them from communicating. And in this case, it's a whole bunch of things that are keeping them back. Okay. Because like in so much of sci-fi, we see depictions of like galaxies teeming with interstellar civilizations and just thriving empires and stuff, and there's spaceships everywhere. And that's like the utopian vision. But the reality is that space is big and the universe is hostile. It is a struggle to survive. And I guess I like this game because it goes down that darker route with sci-fi. It's not quite as utopian in its vision, although it's possible. It is possible to create these flourishing Star Wars-like civilizations. You can do it. But it's really hard. It is really, really difficult. In order to travel more safely, merchants begin to band together into larger teams, transporting many tons of goods between councils. The trading caravans traverse the open land regions of Kepler-4, exchanging goods and ideas from all corners of the world. These guys might be on their way towards something wonderful and not bad, unless the universe decides, hey, I'm gonna send an asteroid your way. Could happen. I don't know. But that's why I like this game. It's always throwing curveballs. It makes you appreciate your own existence a whole lot more, doesn't it? Kind of a miracle that we're all still here in 2025. Major trade routes are blocked. I don't know if I want to do that. We could give them population growth. I don't know how much 1 point is. I wish it would give you a number. We do the middle option. Let's just like count from 4%. When vast caravan networks allow spies to relay information more easily, Wandorian councils restrict the flow of trade with increased security measures. Okay, so from 4 it goes to 10. So each icon represents a +6. I can do basic math, but they really should put that. They should like put a little number next to it. All right. Good. These guys are running out of coal or whatever. What is this? Fermentation plants? You guys are screwed. I'm trying. No, not population. Okay, they're replenishing. They're good. You're my new, like, civilization I need to keep a focus on. I think. So, I guess if you do have a population crisis, you can keep them alive. It just reduces their technology. That's good to know. It still sucks. It throws them so far back. The dirigible age. Wandorians on Kepler-4 managed to construct lighter-than-air vessels filled with buoyant gases to safely traverse the otherwise impassable tracks of lava and volcanic wastes. This allows them to go on long-distance, global travels. Ooh, that's cool. I'll spend a little bit on you guys. Thanks to the immense airships, the Wandorians are able to examine many new regions. Their travels offer great scientific insights and inspire philosophers to dream of leaving their primordial world one day. Yeah, we're gonna give them... We're gonna have one civilization that is, like, hopeful. Hopeful for a brighter tomorrow. It'll be them. I won't let anything happen to them. Oh no, the dinosaurs are repudiating generations of abuse and exploitation by their oppressors. Far-flung territories on Earth declare their independence from the dominant boozer colonial power. Their former sovereign retaliates with expeditionary forces sent to squash the uprisings. Okay. Oh my god, this would destroy them. The deployment of countless poison gases destroys all of them. Or regular conflict. I guess we gotta go with regular. Vicious wars of independence rage on Earth. The colonies eventually win their freedom, but at a monstrous price. 398 million casualties. Oof! But you know what? As horrible as that is, maybe it will save them from a worse fate of resource scarcity. Possibly. We hope. A new age. They reached the nuclear age despite that. When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Earth is on. Jet planes increase the potential for travel all over the globe, and nuclear age communication technology allows news and entertainment to spread via mass media. As the boozers, like how they're called that, delve into the secrets of the atom, the threat of extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon. Oh yeah, there's a new doomsday event you can probably imagine related to the big one. The atom bomb. And that'll be a new threat we have to deal with going forward. That's fun. Oh, I'll give you guys advancement. Achieve the dream of space travel this age. With superhighways now connecting most cities, it might also be a good time to start thinking about reducing fossil fuel consumption. We'll see about that. We'll see. We seem to have a problem with that across the galaxy. Everyone seems to be unable to manage their fossil fuels. Maybe the dinosaurs will be different. Potentially. Possibly. I'll give you some population. You need it. You need some. Maru have found a deep chasm through which they claim to hear the wails of the damned. Rumors spread of demons crawling around in the darkness below, with whips and pools of lava and reek of death and disease. Mystics and wise folk have gathered to discuss whether this is truly a gate to the underworld or some natural phenomena. Oh. It's crazy. This civilization used to be so industrialized. Now they're like living their life with like mythology and stuff because they got sent so far back. I don't know. I do nothing. A brave group of Maru venture forth into the chasm and find no sign of demons. Instead, they find a plethora of rare materials, hot springs and new flora, and build a settlement nearby. Ooh. Interesting to read the other descriptions. This one says that it's decided that this wound upon the world is a gateway into the underworld. To contain its fury, criminals and heretics are sacrificed within it, and many fanatics use it as a means to usurp power from their rivals. That's wild! I'm not gonna do that, because it'll lead to a very dramatic downswing in their ethics. That would not be good for them. That would not be good for them at all. Do it. No, we can't. The Maru are better than this. And we can find other ways to increase their ethics and get synthesis. We can turn them back. Traditionally, the nomadic virulent would roam the comet craters. I like how the game remembers what has happened in that way. So like the comet craters of Virgo, consuming whatever plants and animals they found along the way. In recent years, they've begun to deliberately plant some of their favorite crops as they migrate, hoping to find a reliable source of food when they return. I will also say I kind of prefer this method of playing the game. I'm going to say dead end because I need the synthesis, and they got 47 million years worth of resources. They're fine. They're fine. But I kind of like Going forward, I might play with the absence of being afraid of population crises, because it leads to some really interesting playthroughs. You know? It extends the game. Because then they get to regress. And, I don't know, it gives you more time to cultivate them, in a sense. It's like a restart. To try and get them on course for where you want them to be. Maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing to have them regress. It's cool that you can do that. I think we can keep these guys going for a while. Look at that, we stabilize their population. Extinction? No, not on my favorite planet. Deep gas pockets slowly release themselves from the floor of one of the magma oceans of Kepler-4. Over the course of many years, a gigantic lava bubble rises slowly to the surface, eventually resembling a towering dome as high as the tallest mountains. Coastal Wondorians observe the spectacle from afar and fear what will happen if the magma blister ever bursts. You see? Even if you cultivate the most utopian, most hopeful civilization, nature is going to find a way to challenge you. But fortunately, I have enough synthesis that I can find a way to avoid it. The upper atmosphere of Kepler-4 cools the lava blister, making the outer shell harden. Over time, the bubble turns into a beautiful, huge dome of solid basalt rock. That's the best outcome. These other outcomes, not so good. Not so good. That's terrible. That's bad. No. Okay. I saved you. I saved your lives. I saved your lives. You're welcome. Coming up on end of stream here. But we're gonna play for a few more minutes. Because I'm remembering why I love this game. It's just the storytelling that comes out of it. It's all random events based on your decisions, but it's kind of cool how you can become invested in these species just from the path that they've taken and the things that have happened to them. And every game's different. I love it. It's still in early access. Development has been very, very slow. I feel like they push out an update like once a year. But that's because it is a small team and, you know, it's a super indie project. But I am constantly like looking, what is this? New resources are formed in the star system. Pure Mercury planetoids from near one of Alpha Andromeda's suns. Huh. Does that add to the... Maybe it makes the planet like super mineral rich for a colony there. That'd be kind of cool. Like set up worlds for that. What was I saying though? I think that this developer has some really ambitious plans for this game. And anytime they do come out with an update, it's like, woo, woo, shiny new update. I'm generally someone who, oh, see, look what I was talking about. This makes it all worth it. The Wondorians, when you reach far enough, look at their clothes. Isn't that so cute? I love it. They're my favorite. Okay. I could do power. I don't want them to overpopulate. I'm a little concerned about that. That is the constant. There's always like a background threat tends to be population. You gotta keep it managed. Ozone depletion. Chemicals used in industrial processes are beginning to erode the atmosphere of Earth. Layers are so thin in some regions that holes are forming, allowing large amounts of UV radiation to reach the surface of the planet. Boozers, plants, and animals in these areas are all at risk. Oh no! You guys, stop. Stop it. Get help. Stop it. Atomic scientists convince Earth's governments to ban the chemicals responsible for the destruction of the atmosphere. Do it. Do it. You guys need to take care of this planet because humans aren't here and dinosaurs are here. And dinosaurs gotta do a better job than humans are doing. It's up to you. How cool would it be if you could actually like have a playthrough where the humans are there and then the humans go extinct and then the dinosaurs appear? That would be kind of... If we could actually roleplay that way. But I don't think that is what occurs. There's like a very specific subset of the species that can appear afterwards. Yeah, I think they've been stabilized. You guys are good. No. What's happening to you guys? Bog flyers. In recent years, the Maru have begun to tame the large flying creatures that live in the great swamp trees of Tau Ceti 3. More recently, one bold mounted soldier has discovered that it is possible to train the beasts to fly into battle, overriding their normal survival instincts. The time of aerial warfare has come to the Maru peasant regimes. That's cool. That's cool. So they went back to the Stone Age and they learned how to domesticate flying creatures. I love it. Once mastered, the flying beasts can carry mounted infantry into battle and tear hostile Maru apart with their claws. The peasant regimes breed the creatures in large numbers. This sounds cool. Sounds awesome. Sometimes I make decisions based upon, like, is it cool? So I will just completely break my own rules of like, I gotta make sure everything's stable. But sometimes the options you're presented with are just cool, you know, and you can't not use them. I'm thinking about closing stream here because we're coming up. I think we actually just passed 3 hours. So yeah, I think I might do that. Gotta keep my voice all nice and rested up for the rest of the week, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed this silly little game that I like to play off stream. It's one of those. And I know I have some niche interests, and this is one of them. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna take us back to the sanctuary. Let's go back. Here we go. Get my cloak back on. It feels weird. It feels weird not having my cloak on. No, don't put me over there. No. There we go. I'ma save the game. Maybe you guys like it enough, I'll come back to it. See how it all unfolds. The game is huge though. Even though it's in early access, like the timeline of technology you can go down for each of the species and all the possible endings and events. There's so much. Like I said, even in today's game, I was coming across a couple things that I'd never seen at this stage. The clockwork technology was really cool. I wonder what would have happened if that civilization had collapsed. Would they become like a clock punk a sort of society. I don't know. Thank you for stream, Father. It was a delight as always. You're very welcome, Bingo. And to all the rest of you. You are most welcome. I'm gonna be streaming again, looks like tomorrow. A little bit of V Rising. We haven't done in a bit. It'll be at noon Central Time with Annie and Larkin and Trix. And then, of course, later that night is going to be our Saturday night tradition of Sky. I just realized I didn't go in and do my dailies today before stream. So I will probably hop onto Sky off stream after this stream to get those done. I need to get that coat. I have to do my dailies in Sky. But yeah, also just a quick little thing. I'm thinking about streaming on Tuesdays as well. I am considering streaming 6 days a week. And just maintaining short streams during the weekdays. Just because I have so much that I want to show you guys. I feel like, I don't know, I've just been in the mood for streaming more often. Maybe not as long, but more often. And I feel like, I have a feeling you guys wouldn't say no to that. But I wanna see if I can start streaming on Tuesdays too. You saw the new hairdo? New hairdo? Yeah, the new hair. I love it. It reminds me of a VTuber I used to watch. It looks like his exact hairstyle that he had. And there's even a little bit of orange in it, which was his color. Oh. Alright. I should bid you adieu. I want to try... Give me a second, chat. Uno momento. Uno momento. Okay. I never raid on the Twitch side. I never do it. I always forget. Or I've always streamed too late and no one's around. Maybe I will have us raid into Annie. Annie's about to stream XCOM 2, which I know nothing about. But I know that Daily has dragged Annie into, and Annie loves XCOM now. And maybe I will actually pay attention and figure out what makes it so good. I don't know. We'll raid into Annie, my partner, my beloved, my moderator, my technician, the person who I have to owe for helping me set this up and do the streaming. We'll do that. Okay, but it is that time. It is that time, chat. Remember to be good to yourselves. Remember to be good to each other. Remember that you deserve to be loved. And that you deserve to be happy, okay? Anyone tells you otherwise? You tell them no! Sokar said I do deserve those things. Okay? Alright. Bye, honey. Bye-bye.